giant big roll down sign on the side of this building that said weed. I thought, whoa, that's a sign from God. And then I'm a bit dusty this morning as a
That's so good, man. Where are you now?
I am in a I like to go to Bangkok and visit a different neighborhood every time. So I'm in a place called Ari. Have you ever been there?
Ari. No, I haven't. I got lots of good exploring to do in Bangkok.
Oh man, it's a little like it feels like an iconic hipster neighborhood, like a Thai version of, Williamstown in New York, like that kind of thing. Really cool. Like
Food.
amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
me pakapau mu gob mai.
I had num tog moo grove for dinner last night. It's like this counts as a salad, right?
Nice.
Num tog in Thai means waterfall salad, but you make it with deep fried pork belly and it's not really a salad no more.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a life shortener. That pork belly is, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, chopper. No, it was very good. And yeah, my wife decided not to join me for local explorations and instead fuck off
Very
to one of the local Buddhist temples to do some chanting, which was
cool.
how was the chanting last night at the Buddhist temple, babe? Not fun. So you would have been better off hanging out with your husband, like I fucking told you.
Today.
Oh, yeah.
I like the where you get to kick the bells in the temple. If they've got one of those great big one, I imagine myself like that strong man that used to do the gong at the start of the movies.
I mean, I dig the temples. I don't mind. I don't mind meditating at a temple.
Nice. Well,
I'm
I think we've got some meditations on the market. Is there?
Oh yeah, and oh let me just check the results from Retardio. I've got them in my pockets here. Oh, Nigabutt. Oh, Mitch. Oh, Sigma. Oh. John, you on the call, bro?
No. No, I think it's the hardcore on the call today. Yeah, let's have
All
a
right.
look at the names.
You
All
go
right,
first, brother. You go
let's.
first. I still haven't. I got. I'm suffering the indignity of Nescafe coffee this morning, which is unacceptable.
Ah, yeah, that's horrible, man. Like,
It's a
yeah,
hate, it's a hate crime, dude.
it is, man. It is. When I travel to the States, like I don't want to mention like the States or anything, but I couldn't find like that's pretty much all over the
American
place.
coffee is
Like,
an
yeah.
absolute grace.
Man,
I
I'm
don't know.
sorry if
I
there's
don't
any
know.
Americans in the house, but man, it was tough, man.
What is wrong with
Like, yeah.
people? You can launch shit into space. You can build vaccine machines that think your coffee.
Yeah. And I love my coffee, man. Like, like
Oh,
a good coffee, though.
Australia is the best coffee in the world. It's
Oh, it does, man. Love it.
better
Love
than
it.
Italy, man. It's
Yeah.
well, you're from Colombia. It's got to be better than Colombia, right? And Colombia's
You
famous.
know what? Funny enough, Colombia does have a good
Yeah, of
export
course.
coffee, but if you like locally, right, it's kind of the same shit coffee that, you know what I mean? Like it's not like the coffee culture in Colombia well, I haven't been in Colombia in the back in 10 years though, but when I was there, it wasn't a strong coffee culture like in Australia. Like coffee culture in Australia is amazing. Like you do have really good coffee. They know how to prepare and stuff like that. But Colombia wasn't that. Even though it's a producer, they started now. Like they start like I have some friends that they tell me that now the coffee culture started. But funny enough, it's not a big when I was living there. Like yeah, not a big coffee
But
culture.
it all evens out because cocaine culture in Australia is an absolute disgrace.
I knew you were going to shit, but you just fucking say that shit.
It's true.
All right,
It's
Joe.
true, man. Like,
You buying
unfortunately,
cocaine in Australia, you are an absolute fool. You put it on your fucking cornflakes, does nothing.
Sucker end of the market.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, then, here we go. So this has been a very interesting week. So here we are at the start here section, right? If you haven't watched this altcoin election, you definitely want to watch this one. And then here is last week's call, okay? So last week's call, then, we left off pretty much this chart here. There's a few images, so we're going to recap on what happened during the week. We're not going to dwell too long, and sometimes there's just what we want to know will be on the actual image itself. So this is how we left it a week ago, right? And the first thing to notice about this chart is, what's the thing that always gets Scott excited? Periods of low volatility. You know, what does he always say in some form of another? Significant moves often happen in low periods of volatility,
Have
or
you checked the chart today? Because because what we're looking for is not just low volatility. We're looking for an extreme of low volatility and then a tick up. So if you could bring up a chart of today, you're going to
Yeah.
see the magic happen in real time. Daily chart.
there we go.
Oh, stopped going down, started going up.
It
Now
did.
look at total 3 minus USDT minus USDC.
Well, we can do. I mean, do you want to do a quick overview, dude? Because I got like a whole thing.
Yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting. You do your shit.
All right then. So
We're
this
so,
is.
we're so close here, dude. We're so close.
I know we are. We are. So this is how we left it last week. Okay, then. And then when we look at the charts each day, we're just trying to figure out what's the main thing that we want to see for the day and for the week. So here then, it was reclaim the red line as support by daily closing above it would set us up for a move over time. So that's how we left it, and that was on the daily. And then we checked in on the weekly as well. Can we weekly close above that red line? That was pretty much the story of the week for me on the weekly. And then the total 3. Here, the close, this is the monthly chart. A close above exactly on the monthly, that will build the support before challenging for the higher levels. You know, we've seen it as resistance. If we close above that, then all these things are starting to line up. Okay, so these are all Bitcoin. They're not, sorry, other than that altcoin one. So this is now October the 9th. We got a few days later then. So that was where our close was. And then unfortunately, we had a much lower close. And then it looked like we were starting to get a lower close again. So we just let the pattern play out. Okay, so then we failed to close above the red line a few days ago. And now price is starting to retest at the bottom of the range, the blue line, because we couldn't get going up. We started to come down a little bit. So again, we're just watching what price is doing. We know what we'd like it to do. We know what the various indicators are, but we just have to let it play out. Volatility is still heading down here. All right. Now, October the 11th, right? We had the pullback, and there is a zoomed in picture coming next. So these were the August highs that we were trying to get past, okay? But they were acting as resistance, and we got this huge pullback. You know, it's like nearly an 18% pullback. Well, this
Dude, you're looking at your chart hasn't been updated. I think you need to go to a real-time chart, brother.
Yeah, this is a couple of days ago. This is October the 11th.
I think you'd be pleasantly surprised if you loaded it up.
Yeah, I will do. So I was just showing the significance of a shorter pullback
Gotcha.
from that second one.
Which held perfectly because that was your call then, and it's played out. Exactly.
It really was. So then October 12th, we're almost in real time. We got a big bounce off of the lows from this much shorter and tighter pullback than we had here. So we can be thinking this move is gaining momentum and it's going in the right direction. Okay. So this is the weekly chart then for October the 12th. And there's two things that we want to do. We want to reclaim this red line at 64, and then we want to start attacking this blue downtrending line. Sure, that's the old all-time highs, but we've got this pretty obvious kind of downtrending line here. That's going to be the next thing that we need to then challenge. Now we're almost up today then. So this is the 14th of October. So we can pretty much go to the live chart then. And we can see now, if we zoom in, yeah, we have just blasted straight past that 64 region. And we have wicked into the top of the downtrend. And we're just in the process of retesting it now. Plus,
Okay, well, let's dig into that a little bit. A horizontal line is almost by definition more reliable than a diagonal line, because your diagonal lines, when you're bullish, you're drawing bullish, and when you're bearish, you're drawing bearish. So how close are we to that horizontal line? Because
yeah, we're still quite far away from that.
Are we really? It looks like we're about a couple of $100 away.
So we're at 65. That
No,
line is.
I'm not talking about all the way up. I'm talking about like the next one up, because there's got to be stops there, right?
I suppose at some of the tops of these resistances.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that one. Yeah, that one, and then the next one up. Because what we've got is a bit of a cascading thing that could happen there. I think you're bang on with your analysis here, dude.
It's just like the end of my analysis is everything is doing almost what we want it to do. You know, it is just picture perfect. It's retested. But yeah, that's. I'll hand over to Maurizio.
Oh man, yeah, I do have a lot of things to share. Let me just share my screen. So, all right. Perfect. So yeah, definitely bang on that. Yeah, I have sort of the same view, right, in terms of Bitcoin and Total 3 sort of follows the same thing. I've been talking about Total 3 that even though when we had the drop from Bitcoin, it didn't drop. Like a lot of people were buying alts like crazy, and obviously,
more significant than Bitcoin. Everyone's expecting Bitcoin, then Solana, then maybe Ethereum.
Yep.
I new game, new rules. I think it's going to make fools of us all, and I think this chart is the primary chart. I think Maurizio's bang on here.
I think so, because obviously, usually, the correlation is with Bitcoin or Ethereum when things drop. Total 3 drops alike, you know what I mean? Like, and that hasn't happened for the last couple of weeks. I've been tracking it relentlessly, and that's why I started doing leverage positions, even though if Bitcoin was dropping, right? Why? Just based on that price action, okay? Just based on that. However, so obviously, what is the main things that are actually driving the Total 3 are memes. Essentially, memes and AI, right? Those are the things that at the moment, those are the biggest narrative. And if you look at every freaking meme coin, it went ballistic. Like we went into Miro last week and we did, let me show you that trade that we did. That was fantastic. Like so far the trades that we've done, they were, let's go through the trades and I'll explain my. So obviously PopCat, let's go through PopCat. PopCat, really good. Obviously,
strongest
great call
coin.
start. Yep. So obviously when you start seeing the narrative coming into alts, and then what's driving the alts is actually memes, then I started doing some research in terms of things that it could pop up. Like everything popped up anyway, but Miro was a really good pick. And this, we enter around here, and this is where we at.
It's a meme, those fader plays.
This is a meme coin. It was a very, I was noticing last week on every drop, you have a lot of price action coming back and coming back and coming back. So I sort of preempted the breakout, and lo and behold, this one actually is working pretty well. So obviously that was a good one. I was also Yeah, that was the only one that I actually get into. I was going to get into Mew, but I didn't. So, and that would be a really good trade, but I did not get into this one. But now here's where I'm at in terms of the whole sort of ecosystem. So I've seen there's a lot of mindshare and stuff like that in meme coins. All Solana stuff has risen dramatically. There's a lot of people like aping into it. So I've been tracking the open interests, right? Because obviously there's, you know, when people get really excited, right? And you know, usually shakeouts happen. So will I start doing leverage trades at this moment? No, I think everything just already went too much. Like the high reward ratio, I think is way too big.
Well, let's be a little bit specific here, man. What's your warning sign for I've got a leverage trade, I want to hedge a bit, I want to back some off, I want to potentially cash out? What's your warning sign? Because for me, it's price rising on decreasing open interest.
Okay, that's a good one though. I was looking at this one. So Velo Data has a really good ratio, total open interest ratio. And if you exclude Bitcoin and Ethereum, essentially this is the whole market cap, which is spiking, right? That doesn't mean the market is going to drop, okay? But the fact that when open interest start rising rapidly, there could be like anything could trigger a shakeout in a way, like, you know, you get the cascade effect and all the stop losses and all the sort of stuff. So
Can you explain that?
Sure. So let me explain it with the trade that we took, for instance, let's say Miro, right? So we took Miro, and let me just open that up in 4 hour. 4 hour. There you go. Okay. So if you look this from the 4 hour perspective, right? I was looking to get into this breakout. So you can either get into the breakout and, you know, enter here, but I was preempting the breakout. So I enter around here, put my stop loss around here. That gives you something like that, gives you good risk reward ratio. Why? Because if you're wrong and you get stopped out, then no problem. But if you're right and the breakout continues on, then you get a massive gain, right? So that's the type of trades that I really like to take with leverage, like really low risk. Well, not low risk, high reward, low risk reward ratio, right? Like a high risk reward ratio. So let's say now we're topping up here. Let's say that we look for the next sort of level that this thing will top out. Why? Because you see a lot of people here, a lot of liquidity around this area, right? This could either break all the way up, but you can actually see that people that bought around here, they might just be, oh, I'm on profit, I'm going to take some profits. So what that means is if people like me that went into this trade with leverage, right? And usually a lot of people start aping on leverage on this, even on the pullback, right? Then what happens is, like if you enter around here, let me just make this bigger. When do you, like if you enter around here with leverage, where do you think you're going to place the stop loss? Probably around here, like around the 10 cents, right? Like that makes sense, right? Or even around here. Or even if you do shorter time frame, like 1 hour shorter time frame things, like that's sort of the one that actually you place it. So what happens is if this starts retracing, right? And if people want to get really, really aping into this, some people actually start placing stop losses around here or start doing trailing stops, which actually follows the price. So what happens is when you get a sell-off, right, you start triggering all those stop loss, and then you start getting a cascade effect all the way down here until someone is willing to buy again, right? And that's so that's one of the stop loss that you can actually get. But then another thing in relation of the open interest is that if you get a massive sell-off, right, on top of the stop loss sort of people getting shaken out by a stop loss, you get liquidations. So some people might use leverage, like stupid leverage. And by the way, guys, now that we're in this call, I know I have been, posting some results in terms of 20x or 10x leverage. By the way, please be aware that doesn't matter what the 20x or 10x or leverage you use. What matters is the size and the risking. You know, we went through the leverage, we went through it on the leverage. I can be on 25x leverage as I show in the screenshot, but I can only be risking 1% of my account. Okay, so I cannot get liquidated.
The total leverage only matters if you don't use stops. And sometimes I will not, if I'm like locked into this market, I personally won't use stops because they're slightly inefficient. If I have to be away from the screen for more than like 6 hours at a time, I have to use stops.
Exactly. And that's what I do. I don't want to get sort of you know, track and all that sort of stuff. That's why I'm using the stops. But then yeah, as you guys all know, I got stopped out in different ones, and SUI at the beginning in APT in my high leverage one. So but you know, so be it. That's the games.
What do you think it's SUI, man? Because I thought it looked like a scam 3 weeks ago, and I aped into it 2 weeks ago because it just
Which one?
SUI.
SUI looks pretty okay. So obviously I'm not like we are in spot. Let's have a look at SUI. All right, so SUI completely have, they are in price discovery, right? So right now is the hottest, yeah, it is the hottest thing in campus in a way, right? Like right now, SUI is kind of, you know, taking all the effect. Now I'm seeing a lot of more freaking meme coins being developed on SUI ecosystem, stuff like that. That's pumping up this, and that if that continues on and you get a lot of liquidity coming in from the meme sector on the SUI network, then this could either keep going, basically, right? There is a lot of so yeah, that's why, yeah, that's one of the things in terms of this one is being pretty strong, but it's it's
There's
now
something
price
so
discovery.
wrong with it, brother. So there's like it's valued at a quarter of what Solana is right now, right? And
Yeah.
it's basically a Solana competitor. Doesn't even have a fucking block explorer. Doesn't have any apps. Has a few bullshit memes. Like, are you really telling me that on a fundamental basis, it's like a quarter of what Solana is? Like, I'm just not buying it. Like, there's. Can I make your voice, Tony? Okay, bye-bye. Sorry, Nongi. I've been told by the little boss. In my opinion, there's something really suspiciously VC scammy exit liquidity about it. But I just don't.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat. And I'm sort of getting a little bit nervous, right? With all, because everything that is pumping really in the last week was memes, right? And then let me show you this other indicator. It's pretty cool. It is on Coinalyze, right? And on Coinalyze, let me just make this bigger.
Right. The CVD is CVD spot and CVD futures.
No, this is the actual same things as the open interest market cap ratio global, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's only here. Like I couldn't, like it's, you do have it on the Velo data sort of deal as well, but you cannot go as granular here. But and by the way, you can actually if you have other ones, so you can set the Avalanche, like the open interest in the Avalanche ecosystem, on the DeFi or the Ethereum ecosystem, on gaming, on gem. You know what I mean? It has different sort of groupings in terms of the market cap ratio versus open interest, right? So been tracking this for a while, and what you tend to see is when the open interest of the whole market starts sort of topping up, you get you know, it's juicy for market makers to start getting, you know, the liquidations and all that sort of stuff. That's like, so that doesn't mean it will happen, but anything could trigger a cascade of things, right? And especially when and we are just right on the top. So that's why I'm sort of like easing up on leverage at the moment. That doesn't mean that I'll be keeping positions on spot and things like that. But leverage wise, you can get really, you know what I mean? If you go too high right now, you could get, like, if you get a shakeout, you can actually get it wiped out, right? So obviously, that's what I'm kind of where I'm at the moment. And this is Bitcoin at the moment. This is the sort of line in sand, but still the whole total tree, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, open interest is quite high. So that's where I'm at in terms of everything. And it looks pretty, like, if you look at this, right, like every time that it sort of tops out, it tends to drop, right, and then reloads. And the best place to get position, I think it will be around when the open interest is really low. That's when leverage is really, really good, man. So obviously, we did take, say, for instance, at these levels, which is good. Should have taken more, but obviously risk management is always good. But then, yeah, that's where I'm at. So this is an interesting chart that I'll be keeping an eye on. But that doesn't mean that it will drop. You know what I mean? And you don't know where the top is, essentially, which is the top could be right there, or the top could be right there, right? Which is still probably a few mils, like from 2.3 to 2.4 away from, or the top could be right there. So we're far away from the top, right? So that's kind of interesting. I'm cautious a little bit more in leverage, especially at these higher levels. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show you.
Nice.
Amazing, dude. Amazing. Look, from my point of view, we're seeing the early signs of alt season. It's definitely off. I don't expect it to be a straight shot up. I think let's have a quick look at. I found a short. Let me just share my screen. Pikachu, ENA, which I'm long currently. I'm tempted to keep this one on, but the short that I like is TIA, because that is unequivocally bearish. We've got the open interest going down as price goes up. We've had no liquidations in a while. We've got funding rates. And let's take a look at relative strength of TIA. Phantom is one that I'd like you to add to all your watch lists too right now.
Yep.
I think so. TIA's not doing too bad. Falling off a bit, I reckon. I'm tempted to short it. But okay, so let's go back to the start of the move. What do we get? 6th of September. Hey, babe, could you do me a favor and grab my mouse out of that bag? It's just sitting on the top there, please. Thank you. Stupid thing. Here we go. So let's. So what's up the top? All the shit we're holding, basically. Tau, Sui, Mog, Popcat, ENA. Yeah, I'm not going to sell ENA. I'm not going to short ENA. TIA's doing a little too strong to short. It looks like a short-term scalp short, but I don't know if I want to get that cute right now. Pendle's doing okay. Really happy with our portfolio here, guys. And the thing that I'd like to point out. Let's take a look at these, some of these little whores that we're aping. Rotadio, I mean, that's a fucking chart, right? We never once wavered and we bought it here. We've held through some bullshit. We've held through some bullshit. We're in price discovery. The mind share this coin has is just incredible. It's got large liquidity now. It's got 166 million market cap. That's still not very much. This could be a $2 to $5 billion coin. They've launched a casino. They've got a real world product. Not bad. Mitch, let's look at the daily chart first. Some people took profits on the pump yesterday. There was some weird shit going on here yesterday. I just don't know what to make of this. Like, and it wasn't any of the people I know because I've spent all day asking people. I did a test sell. That was my test sell. This was me. So there's still no real buying and selling going on here. There's 48K liquidity, 187 market cap. I've got some of the biggest influencers ready to go. I airdropped 1% of supply to Mitch, the guy whose name is Mitch, who started the coin and then abandoned it, sold all his coins for peanuts. I don't know about this one. I mean, we can pump it. We can pump this to probably 20 times what it is now. But when we do that, I want you to be very aggressive on the profit taking. I don't want anyone fucking around thinking it's a generational wealth. I want you tripling and quadrupling your money and then just getting the fuck out. Okay, guys, this one, it's just too small to be like swing for the fences, right? But this is going to be a very solid play, especially after the big drop, after the big pump and drop yesterday. Probably a nice place to get positioned. You can buy a little bit of it now. How much have I got? Fuck. Let me show you. I'll show you in a few minutes. Nigger butt. Hit 10 million market cap today. All-time high. Show me that nigger butt. I mean, I got so much hate mail for recommending.
Oh, fuck, man. Yeah.
How dare you? It's so racist. Yeah, I get that it's racist. Yeah, I get that it is. It's really racist and it's nasty and you know, who's your target market? Like the incels love this shit. I think this one can get to 100 mil. I'm not selling any. Let me stop share for a sec and then I'll load my wallets and I'll show you what I got. Because the whole idea here is if I'm recommending these coins to you and then dumping them on you, then there's a word for that and it's called me being a cunt. So I really don't want to be a cunt. And you shouldn't trust me about being a cunt. Because that's not a very smart thing to do. Because cunts never admit to being cunts, right? So this is what I got in Nigabutt. This is my little wallet. We got 21 grand worth of Nigabutt. We got 9 grand worth of Sigma. That's about 2% of Mitch. A little bit of Retardio. My main Retardio account is here, and we've got 364 grand worth of Retardio. As a half Jewish man, I'm going to have a very uncomfortable conversation with my Jewish accountant this tax season about this coin. That's going to be fucking awkward. Yeah. So actually, let's just cycle through my wallets now, so you know I'm not bullshitting you. I'll just do the phantom ones. I won't do the MetaMask. I just get some Solana. What do we got here? We got a little bit more Mitch. That's about 1% of supply. A little bit more Mitch. And almost no Mitch. Nothing. And fuck all in my FBI account. Yeah. So this is what I hold in memes. What else have I got? I got some leverage stuff on Hyperliquid. Just play money. I'm long Popcat and ENA. Should probably back off ENA.
Which by the way, Scott, on Popcat, are you taking any
remember
profits?
you told me you hated that trade, right?
Yeah, well, it's volatility. You know what I mean? Like in terms of that was very volatile from that perspective. Which almost got you, but it did not. But yeah, it's one of those things. You know, I'd rather not. But it was a good trade. But in terms of your target, what's your target right there on Popcat?
I don't believe in targets, dude. I believe in momentum dying. Because the market doesn't know what, unless you're talking about a range trading market where it makes sense to take some profits here. You know, I got in here. Where are we here? Is it going up? Is it going up in a way that I like? Yeah, I mean, this is just a toy account anyway. It's like what is it? Was it like a $5 grand account? Like, who cares? It's nothing. It's a rounding error. And you know, my FinRev account's $1 million, and my Binance account's about 250 at the moment. So that's what I got in crypto. Oh yeah, I got some Bitcoins as well. I got a couple of Bitcoins from the Mt. Gox. So that's about what I got in crypto at the moment. Yeah, that's about what I got in crypto at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all right. I like Tau as a trade. I think this is a standout AI coin of the cycle. I think, what are we looking at right now? I think the real thing is we're all very optimistic. Are we getting high on our own supply here? Yeah, kind of on Sui. Ethereum, what a bucket of turd that is. Whoa. Looks kind of good. Bitcoin. All right. You can see it, right? Bitcoin up. Open interest down. Open interest weighted average. This is people banking profit here. So we're due for an intraday pullback. If you're going to buy, hold off for a couple of days. Don't buy memes, especially here. Bank a little bit of profit on the memes. Let's not try the Mitch pump today. Yeah, I'm gonna bank some profits. I'm gonna bank some profits on all of this. Yeah, I'm gonna bank a little bit of profit. Pendle. Yeah, that one's okay. I mean, We see very mild warning signs in the context of a larger bull market. I wouldn't get long today. I wouldn't get memes today. But looks fucking great.
I know. Yeah, that's I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I'm holding off on level, like unless I see a really great quick opportunity or something like that. I think I'm holding off a little bit. I'm still doing a list of a lot of spot, and we might start doing some shifts on some losses and some winners on the spot market. But the gaming thing came back hard, so I'm still doing a lot of research on the gaming stuff. We do have some gaming things that came back hard, and so yeah. Besides that, I think I'm gonna be switching a bunch of stuff in the whole portfolio. But then I want to leave a little bit of definitely want to leave some capital to deploy, especially after the election. So in between the elections and stuff like that, there's gonna be a lot of volatility around it. I think that could be, but yeah. What's your thoughts on that and volatility around the elections, Scott?
I think to make money, I think the market is pricing in uncertainty. I think it's not as much that the volatility is higher, as in the implied volatility is higher than realized volatility is going to be. And so it's a source of uncertainty, and markets like certainty. You know, if it was a slam dunk trade, everyone would be on it. I expect Kamala winning or Trump winning to be positive for crypto.
Yeah, me too. I agree. I'm still bull either way. It's just the election, like, you know, who's gonna win and all that crap that's gonna go with it. Yeah.
I just
Cool.
want to dig in a little bit to what Todd Main is talking about, getting out of these microcap memes. The sweet spot for you guys buying memes is $20 to $50 million memes. By the time a meme, okay, let me show you what I mean. So this is the coin market cap list of memes by top market cap. Doge 17 billion, Shiba 11 billion. Yeah, fuck those. That's just legacy bullshit. People have forgotten their wallets. Pepe 4.5 billion, dog with hat 2 billion, bonk. Shit meme. Flocky shit meme. Popcat, I think Popcat can easily flip up to here. Brett, let's have a look at Brett. I'm a bit dodgy on that. I just never seen a real, like, serious trader in on it. Like, this holder scan is very useful software, by the way. Whiff going up. Retardio, yeah, boy. Nigger butt. Oh, show me that nigger butt. Mitch doing good. Trump is going down. I probably got to swap Trump for Trump. Turbo, let's have a look at Brett. I guess so. Lots of holders. I guess so. It's listed on exchanges. I don't see it personally. I find it hard. Nero, scam coin, Mog, legit. Mew, legit. Book of Memes, scam. Baby Doge, scam. Meme, scam. Dog, scam. Ponky will probably pump, but it feels like a marketing team gaming metrics to make it look real, like a Potemkin village. I don't like this one. Turbo, I don't know anything about. SPX 6900, a lot of hype because Murad is in on it. Don't know about that. Giga Chad, reasonable coin. This one, derivative, fake Peppy. It'll probably pump. Never heard of this. Sundog. Justin Sun will put his finger on the scale. He's too much of an egomaniac not to let it pump. You know, so by the time we get down, we're at 83 million. So if you're buying a coin at $100 million market cap, you're betting that it's going to become one of these top 5 memes in the world. And that's not a smart bet to take. The smart bets are 20 million, it can get to 100 million, 20, and maybe run a bit further. You know what I mean? Like, those are the smart bets. So, and we've got the game changed in that 6 months ago, the game was to get these things at Mitch sized at 100K because they all went up. That's not the case anymore. You don't want to do that. You want to wait until they've proven what you're looking for, in my opinion, is 10 to 50 million, 20 million being the Swedish spot. You're looking for rising holder count. You're looking for it surviving at least 2 70% dips. Would you like to see my initial capital for Retadio? Let's go to the videotape. Okay, let me share the screen and I'll bring up my wallet. Yeah. Okay, now let's go to SoulScan. You guys all need to know how to do this anyway. So you go to soulscan.io. And you can whack in a wallet. And this is the wallet. Well, someone's giving me a Retadio. Let's go to the end. Let's go to the end. Let's go right to the start. And we'll see that this account was created 8 months ago with a transfer from KuCoin of 38 Sol, which is about $1,000. And it was and there was another transfer. I think that might have been it. Oh yeah, here's another one. I transferred 64 Sol 8 months ago, which was one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. It's about $100. So, yeah, I've run under 10 grand in total, up to $500,000 in 8 months, on that wallet alone, and I've done better than that on the MetaMask wallets, and the 100 grand out of Hyperliquid as well, and that's all in FinRev now. So I mean, we're doing okay. I mean,
By the way, Scott, finally Hyperliquid announced already that they're going to do their airdrop in November. So that should be pretty substantial. And by the way, I'm watching Orda, the Orda coin, which is liquidity provider for the Hyperliquid as well. That might be, I might take some positions on that one. I want to leave you guys. So yeah, they announced that. So I'll dig into this week, and you might get some really juicy stuff in there.
so November, the
Yeah.
Hyperliquid. Okay,
Yeah.
so what are you going to do with the Hyperliquid points? What are you going to do with the Hyperliquid coins? Because I think it's going to be a standout coin. After it's going to pump, obviously, and then dump.
Yep, I agree. I agree. I'm still holding all those Hyperliquid airdrops that they send me, like the Puff, what is it? Puff and H Fun and a bunch of stuff that they send me, and just gonna wait until have more information to see if I sell it prior or right on the verge of the airdrop.
Guys, we're just getting started on memes.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh, it's going to be crazy, man. Like this is going to be nuts, man. I'm just seeing this now. Like this is the time. We were talking about it a while back. For you guys, like, like to get ready with the bot, with the bot, the Telegram bot, make sure you know how to use it, make sure because it's going to get crazy. You will not have time to actually learn if you haven't learned at this moment. So I think this is the time to, you still have some time to start getting your feet wet and stuff like that. But then now it's going to get really juicy. You think?
Yeah. Feel pretty good about them. So, yeah, I'm going to finish the year. My goal is to finish the year with $1 million in spot trading profits and a couple of $1 million a year in trading profits. And this will be my biggest year ever. And my 5th year in a row of making $1 million USD personally. So, you know, when I started taking this shit seriously, honestly, I wasn't that good a trader, but I wasn't as good as I thought I was. And now we are. Here we are, guys, from the bottom to the top. You know, you can do it. You can do $1 million a year doing this shit. Like, honestly, I can. I've done it 5 years in a row. I'm hosing it in. Shit, I already pulled out 2 million in cash this year, so I can't fuck that up. Yeah, so like you can't do it every year, except with trend you can, but this you can't.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. Very interesting.
See you guys.
All right, guys. Next week is the week that I'm away, so I'll be away next week. So yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time.
Nice one.
All right,